Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Sin. We are back for EBA Season 4. We're coming off a rough loss last week to Gabe. It was a 2-0 loss. We didn't play the greatest. Looking to bounce back this week against Ducky. Ducky is also 1-1 right now, so he's also looking for a win. And yeah, I didn't get the greatest prep done. I started prep late. I didn't have too much time. But I think I came up with some good stuff into the matchup, and I felt really confident with that pace and how all the mocks went and stuff like that. So without wasting any time, let's get into the matchup. So Ducky's team consists of Ho-Oh, Hurricane Gambit, Slowking Galler, Ogrepunk Cornerstone, Cyclezar, Hatterene, Rotom Wash, Mamoswine, Galarian Zapdos, and Quillfish Sui. Now, first things that I saw when I was looking at the team were Ho-Oh as an Uber it's always scary. It can be hard to break if you don't have the right mon in. But then offense sets can look very, very scary with like Great Bird in my team. With Klefki and Arcanine being my only really two resists, and Klefki not wanting to take a Stage of Fire, and then Arcanine being 1 EQ away from dying. Tarek and Gambit looks scary as always. Just with what I can do. It's always a prediction game with that. Galarian Slowking was a little hard to break with some of my main physical breakers not looking the greatest. Or Punk Cornerstone was so scary as a lead as always is. With built-in sturdy being able to threaten mons. Like if I lead a men's, I have to be able to like take 2 hits from it. Cyclezar didn't look that scary. It's Cyclezar. Hatterene with Trick Room looked somewhat scary, facing a couple mocks. I had enough stuff to get around it though. Rotom Wash was just there as a defensive mod. I didn't think it was the greatest enemy. Mamoswine could be scary. If you got Trailblaze at the right time, you could do some work, but I feel like I patched the holes that I had to eliminate that. Galarian Zapdos, though, that was a scary bond. Based on feature, tying it with Mence, putting it above Quavel meant that Scarf Zapdos could revenge +1 Quavel and probably revenge a +1 Mence. So wasn't the greatest looking at that. And Stream Quillfish was really annoying for Intim in my team. It's so physical. Anyway, getting into the main things that jumped out at me when I saw the matchup. Now, the first thing on my side that I saw, like Quavel looked really good with Aqua and Wave Crash were all I really needed in the game. Um, you know, Ho-Oh, I thought it was going to be defensive in the matchup, just based on some of the mons I had. So I'm able to get in on Ho-Oh, be able to click a move. I'm able to get on Mamoswine for free, click moves, stuff like that. I'm able to get on the slower ones like Glowking or Hatterene. I'm able to attack them. I feel like Quavel looks really strong into the matchup, whether it be clicking Aqua Sap and sweeping or just fire off a Wave Crash and KOing Glowking and then freeing up other mons. I felt like it was a really, really solid mon that I wanted to build around. Now, the first thing that I got scared of was obviously just a Dark Gambit with SC Sucker. I don't have the greatest Dark resist on my team. Quavel, Crocodile, Klefki, and Skuntank. Now, Skuntank it's a decent resist. Klefki is not bad, but I can't do anything back to a Dark type really. This is just Steel Dark type. Whereas Crook and Quavel are 1 Terra Fairy, Terra Blast away from being gone, which was another type I was expecting to see. A AV King Gambit is what he's been bringing. Although I don't think it's gonna be AV into me. But the main reason that King Gambit scared me was I have 3 Intim mons. So I can't risk bringing any of them to me now. Mence and Arc don't run Intim a lot, but Crook does. So just that being there, made it so it was really funky trying to fit things, and physical Mence didn't look that great, so I wanted to bring special, but I had to be Moxie to be special. So I couldn't. I basically didn't have an ability. It's really tough in Mox and stuff, but even if you didn't bring the Fine, you bring Supreme Overlord, it's still such a scary mon. And the last thing that it wasn't like a face surface jumped out at me, but like it got shown in mocks was an SD Ogre. SD Ogre was really hard for me to stop. I didn't have much with what I had, but I felt like we patched the hole that Ogre was kind of exploiting, and like we fixed our team into the Ogre spawn. Now, we're ready to get into what I brought this week. Now, before we get into that, I just want to say shout out to Sage, Hunter, and Hearth for all the mocks this week. We ran quite a few mocks in the day or two before the game, so it wouldn't have been possible without them. Now, getting into the first one I brought this week, we obviously have Kaz Lunala. And don't worry, we actually have 4 moves this week. So, Lunala this week, we're running a little bit of funky set. We're running Culverberry, Moongeist, Focus Blast, Calm Mind, Moonlight with 56 HP, max defense, 200 speed, and timid nature. We have our speed down to Ho-Oh, and then I'm just max defense, rest in the HP. If he doesn't have King Gambit, this one is hard for him to beat. So in a late game, if he uses King Gambit early and loses it, then this thing's able to get in on Glow King or the Ho-Oh. And if he's a physical Ho, I just set up in his face and I can essentially win from there. Cyclizar isn't the greatest normal type, so I don't expect it to really come. So if it doesn't come, it's just gonna be free Moongeist for me all game. So I feel like a really bulky Calm Mind Lunala looked really good in this endgame. Now, the second one I brought, now this is probably the one I was least confident in. We have Dai, the Garchomp, and Yachi Bear with Rough Skin, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, Dragon Tail. We have 96 attack, 176 defense. We have 240 speed and the Jolly Nature. This Garchomp has speed down to Gyapdos, as I don't want to be slower than it. We have the defense for +2 Paradark Sucker from a Defiant King Gambit. And show the rest of the attack. We're not the most offensive Garchomp. We have enough that we can still put up pressure. Stealth Rock is really nice in the team. If we find out the Ho isn't boots, though getting those up will be really nice. Stone should hit Ho. EQ'd hit mostly everything else, and then Detail there to stop things from setting up in our face, if needed. Now third mon in the match, which probably like the best mon I have, we have Stephen Voss, Choice Band, Qual. We're running Aqua Set, Wave Crash, Close Combat, Flip Turn, 40 HP, 252 attack, 216 speed, Adamant Nature. Now I don't think I'll ever be clicking Flip Turn, C or Wave Crash. This thing is getting in on Mamo. We're getting in on a somewhat chipped Ho-Oh. We're clicking Aqua Step, and then we're hopefully clicking it 6 more times, and then we're gonna win in an ideal world. There isn't too much you can do about it. If we get in and he doesn't have Rotom high enough or he doesn't have Quillfish high enough, I Aqua Step and I win the game. Cyclizar is somewhat resist, but like in order for him to live, he can't KO me, so I don't really care about that. And all we need is like 30% chip on Max HP King Gambit to be able to OHKO it. After 1 Nox boost with our band. Now, I went Adamant instead of Jolly, and I scrubbed an Adamant Mamo. I didn't think he'd be Jolly Mamo. I don't think there's any reason for him to do it in the matchup. But quite frankly, I needed the Adamant. I needed that little bit of boost. And it really changed a lot of calcs from almost fully my favorite to fully my favorite, which I just felt like was so much worth it. I didn't need the speed. I was fast, though I needed to be at +1. That's all that really mattered. It's gonna be our win con. We're getting this in and we're gonna click Aqua Step and we're gonna hope we win. That's about it. Now our next one match will be Where's Fusion Go? The Espeon. We're running Psyshock, Power Gem, Terra Blast, and called Mono Terra Fighting. Magic Bounce, Expert Belt, 180 special attack, 76 speed F, 252 speed timid. We're just max speed to tie Ogerpon. We have the Spadef to live, a Cyclizar Draco after a Spike or a Rock. And this is the rest of this attack. After Calm Mind, we can OHKO a Fizdef Ho-Oh with Power Gem. We can OHKO a Mamo with Terra Blast Raw. Their Dark and Gambit, we were able to beat it fairly easily with Terra Fighting Terra Blast being able to sucker. And then we're also able to click Calm Mind in front of a Glow King and be able to side shock for a lot of damage to him, or if he swaps out, hit something else. Now, this Espeon won't do much in the game, but it's just going to get in mid-game. It's going to chip some mons. I'm just going to try to open up that Quavel late game. That's all Espeon's supposed to do. If Espeon gets 0 kills, but after Espeon dies, Quavel sweeps, Espeon will have done its job. So we're not looking to get a lot of kills from this thing. We're just looking to get the damage we need, and then for it to allow other mons. Moving into our 5th one here, we have Owen. Or didn't change the name. Awesome. I always make mistakes in these. We have Sage, the Skuntank, rocking Aftermath, Cuss That Bear with Haze, Knockoff, Endeavor, Endure, Max HP, Max Defense 4, Spit F, Impish. This is my I'm not losing to King Gambit button. This will always be swapping out King Gambit. If he SDs, I can Haze. If he puts me down into range of Cuss That, I can Endeavor down. If I'm out of range, I can Endure, get hit, Endeavor, bring him to 1. Cuss That will make me go ahead of Sucker Punch. And then if he kills me with non-Terror Blast, he's going to die to Aftermath. So at that point, we pretty much win with everything else as King Gambit's the only thing that really scared me. But Knockoff is good to just spread knocks. So we're always clicking if he's not boosted. And then Endeavor can actually be pretty good. In a couple mocks that after like Endure popped, they'd swap out something. I'd Endeavor it down, they'd kill, but then if like Cycles are U-turned, I kill Cycles there. If it's something else, then Quav came in and Quav could sweep. And just allowed for so much just off of a really low point mind clicking Endeavor. Now moving the last one for the week, we have Lycan Wolves, the Arcanine Sui, rocking Rockhead Focus Sash with max attack, 80 attack, 176 speed, 90 nature. Let's smash E-speed, close combat, overheat. This Arcanine, we had to go Adamant to be able to KO like Mammo and Ogerpon with CC and the E-speed. We have Overheat to be able to hit a Qwilfish. If we like Head Smash off lead and they hard swap to it, Head Smash and Overheat into Head Smash will kill a max Fizz Def Qwilfish. This is our best lead at stopping Hazards from going up 2, as if we see an Ogerpon lead and we CC on a Cudgel, we just E-speed the next turn. But if he spikes on the turn that we CC him down, we get to E-speed, pick off the Ogerpon, and then we get to take another Mon with us the next turn. As we can Oko pretty much every Mon on his team. It's head smash kills or head smash and ESP kills. This Mon is so strong, especially with being able to go adamant. But I feel like this lead was a really strong starting point for the pace, and then like that just led to everything else. Being able to stop hazards from going up gave me so much more freedom. And then if they do bring hazards, it completely opens up the game, getting rid of essentially 2 Mons off the bat. So yeah, that's going to be it for the team builder this week. You can see the predicted 6 I expect them to bring. I expect Ho-Oh, Kira Diaper, Fairy King Gambits, Galarian Slowking, Ogerpon, and Mammoth and Suing Qwilfish. I do think other mons can come. I think that's his best 6 into me. It's a little bit of a short team builder, but wanted to just like condense it. It's a simple build. It's just Quavel sweeps. That's it. So yeah, that's gonna be for me today. I will see you all next time. Peace.